The missing shift. Entry. Granted. The 420 files. I worked the shift. I know I did. That's the part that messes with you the most. Not confusion, not fear, certainty. I remember clocking in. I remember the door buzzing. I remember the first member of the night. Everything about it felt normal. But according to the system, I was never there. It started like any other night. I arrived just before 4:20. Quiet streets, lights low, same routine. Buzz, door opens. Inside, the club felt slightly off. Not wrong, just delayed. Like everything was half a second behind. I shook it off. Long day, no sleep. That's what I told myself. I went to the counter, logged into the system. Everything loaded fine, no errors, no warnings. Just one thing I didn't recognize. A new tab, shift record. I hovered over it, didn't click, didn't need to. Work first. Questions later. The night carried on. Members came in, tapped their cards. Green. Access granted, same as always. But then I noticed something strange. The clock on the system didn't move. 4:20. I refreshed it. Still the same. System glitch, I muttered. But the longer I worked, the more it bothered me. Because nothing changed. Not the time, not the lighting, not even the feeling in the room. Like the entire shift was stuck. And then I noticed something else. The same people. Coming in again. At first I thought I was imagining it. But then I saw him. A member who had already been in earlier. Same clothes, same movements, same words. Evening, he said, exactly like before. I stared at him. You've already been in, I said. He frowned. No, I haven't. I checked the system. No record, no earlier entry, and nothing, but I knew. I'd seen him, served him, watched him leave, except maybe I hadn't. That's when I opened the tab. Shift record, it loaded instantly. And what I saw didn't make sense. A full log of the night. Entries, exits, transactions, all of it. Except the name at the top. Wasn't mine. Different staff ID. Different name. But the actions? Exactly what I was doing. Right now. I scrolled. Every movement I made was already there. Written, logged. Like I was following a script. I stepped back from the screen. Heart racing. No, I said quietly. This isn't happening. That's when I heard it. From behind me, a voice. You're overlapping. I turned. Mr. Sheffield, standing there, watching. What does that mean? I asked. He walked closer, looked at the screen. You're working a shift that's already been worked. That's not possible. He shrugged slightly. It is here. I shook my head. No, I clocked in. I'm here. He nodded. In this one. That word hit me. One? He pointed at the screen. That log, he said. That's another version of this place. My stomach dropped. Another version? He smiled faintly. They run at the same time. Why? Efficiency, he said. That didn't make sense. Nothing did. I looked back at the log, watched as the next action appeared. 4:20. Staff exits. I froze because I hadn't left yet. Don't, I said out loud. But my body moved, without thinking, without control. I walked toward the door, step by step, like I was being pulled. No, I said again. But it didn't matter, because the system had already decided. I reached the scanner, tapped my card. Green. The door opened, and for a second, everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was back inside. Same room, same counter, same shift, like nothing had happened. I ran to the system, opened the log. It was gone. No shift record, no entries, nothing. I checked the cameras, no footage, no proof I'd been there. I checked the clock. 4:20. Still. That's when it hit me. The shift hadn't disappeared. I had. From that version. Now, I still work nights. Still stand behind that counter, still let people in. But sometimes, I see it happen again. Another staff member, same confusion, same questions, and I recognize the look. Because I've had it. They think it's their first shift. But it isn't. It's just the only one they remember. So, if you ever find yourself working late and something feels off and the system doesn't recognize you and no one remembers you being there, don't panic. You didn't imagine it. You worked the shift, just not in this one. Entry granted. 420 files.